I'm sorry for taking so long to make this video or to say anything. Um, I'm in the hospital. I've been in the hospital for a little over a week. I tried. Fuck. I tried to do something really stupid. Um, I'm really only here now because before I did it, I called my dad to talk to him one more time, and he figured out something was wrong and called paramedics or 911 or they got here, and I woke up in the hospital, and yeah. Anyway, I'm not trying to make this a sob story. I'm just trying to explain why I've been so quiet. I had a friend from back home. I'm checking my emails and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, I want to say that I'm really, really sorry. Really, really sorry. For the stuff in the videos, not crediting people, and for a lot of videos, you know, I did the opening titles thing, and I tried to put like this is based on this person's research or this person's book, but I know now that that wasn't enough. That wasn't okay. And then there were a lot of times that there were a lot of times that stuff just got put in and there was no attempt at crediting anybody. And I'm really, really sorry. And I'm not sorry that I got caught. I'm sorry for ever doing it. I honestly didn't realize that I was hurting people. And now that I know that I was hurting people, I'm just really sorry. I lost my best friend because of this. Nick and I had been best friends since 2011 or 12. We'd been friends online, and then he lived in Ottawa, and I moved to Ottawa so that we could be like friends in person. And then we moved back to Nova Scotia, and Nick came with me, and then we eventually moved to the Toronto area, and we lived together for 7 years, 8 years. We lived together for a really long time, and he hasn't spoken to me since this happened. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to make this a sob story. I should have got some Kleenex. But again, I'm really, really, really sorry for the things that I did in the videos. Copying people's work and not crediting them properly or at all. I also want to apologize for the misinformation and just outright lies that ended up in the videos. I honestly say that I never intended for any of that stuff to be in the videos. In most cases, I didn't write it, but I should have, you know, it was my face on the channel, it was my name on the channel. I should have been more diligent about fact checking and stuff, because there was a lot of really stupid shit in there. It's just so easy to check, and I just never did. I just took it for granted. I want to thank H Bomber Guy and his team for setting up the fund um, to make some money available for the authors that were wronged, and the journalists and writers, and I want to help somehow. I don't know how. I've seen a lot of people online saying how much money I apparently make, and they're way overestimating. Beyond the fact that Nick and I split everything 50-50, they're still way overestimating how much money came in. And the Toronto area is expensive, so there's not really any kind of savings. I'm moving home really soon. There's nothing for me here, and like I said, it's really expensive. And so I want to thank them for setting up that fund, and I want to help somehow. The only thing I can think of right now is to make most of the videos public again. And every month I can send the ad revenue from all of the past videos, because there were plenty that didn't have any uncredited stuff in them. But I can make them public again, and then every month I can send the AdSense to either I can send it to H Bomber Guy's team that they can add to the fund, or I can start a fund myself. And every month I can publicly say how much money was made on the AdSense and show it, and send that to the writers and stuff every month. I don't know what the system for that would be, but I'd be more than happy to do that. Some of the videos, like the Killing Stalking video, brought in like a pretty decent amount of money every month, so that would be helpful, I think. I also put either in the description or the pinned comment the names of the authors, so that anyone watching the video knows where all of the information came from. That it wasn't me going out doing journalism. I never thought anyone thought that I was doing like journalism and stuff. And I don't think anyone did. But the people who actually were doing it should have been given the credit that they deserved. They did the hard work. All I did was edit a video. They did the hard work, and they deserved the credit. Sorry about that. Phone stopped recording. Yes, they deserved credit, and when it was something like the recent history of Hollywood videos, right there in the opening credits, I put Vito Russo's name, that it was adapted from his book, The Celluloid Closet. Same thing went for the Gay Panic video and the Gay Holocaust video. The Gay Holocaust video was adapted from 2 books, and the Gay Panic video was adapted from a lot of journalism. And I put their names right at the beginning of the videos. But I understand that that's not how citation works. Now, I understand that. I get it. And I want to do better. I know a lot of people hate me now, because I did bad shit. But I want to try and do better. At some point, I'd like to make videos again. I'd like to do videos that are fully sourced, where I will put a link to the script where you can find all of the sources, so that everyone is properly given the credit that they deserve. Any kind of research that's done, credit for any B-roll that's used, whether it's like stock footage or movies or TV shows or video games or anything like that. Have it all in there. I would like to become a really, really good example of giving proper credit to writers and journalists. And I know a lot of you watching this aren't really gonna care, and you would rather I just disappear. But I would like to try to do better. I never ever intended to hurt anybody. I never thought that's what I was doing. Before I went to the hospital, I read a lot of stuff from people who were really hurt. Not just authors and stuff, but people who watched my videos who were hurt by stuff in them. People think that I hate ace people and women and bisexual people and lesbians, and that's not true. It's not true. I'm sorry that stuff made it into videos that just shouldn't have been there. Misinformation and lies. I promise you I did not write that stuff. I should have been a lot more exacting when Nick and I would be editing scripts, but I promise you that those are not, I don't think those things. I specifically want to apologize to asexual people who feel like I just completely delegitimized you. Nick being ace, I know it's kind of like, you know, no two gay people are exactly the same and no two ace people are exactly the same, but I kind of, when it came to that, I would just kind of run with Nick's judgment and his observations and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to throw Nick under the bus, which a bunch of people were saying that I was setting him up as doing, which is not true. This whole thing, Nick and I were 50-50 partners. It wasn't I hired him to have a scapegoat or something like that. I never hired Nick. Nick and I were roommates for years before I started doing YouTube videos. And then people started watching them. And I asked Nick if he wanted to help me write them. And he said yes. And we started splitting first the AdSense and then the Patreon and then the sponsorships. We just split everything. Nick was never supposed to be a fall guy. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have waited longer to do this. But yeah, I don't think those things. I don't think Nick does either. I think it was just how fast we were writing stuff and how fast we were putting videos out. It was too fast. And we weren't putting the care into them that needed to be put into them. I've seen a lot of people on social media and other YouTubers even lying about me, but other H bomber guy was not one of them. Just want to be clear about that. Except I was never setting Nick up to be a fall guy, and it was never a grift or anything like that. I swear it was not. It is not. In the next couple of days, I'm going to send out a message to the Telos supporters on Indiegogo and explain the whole situation in more detail to them, because we were not super clear about everything that was going on with Telos, and so I understand why it seems like we weren't doing anything, but we were. We were doing a lot of work on Telos. We just weren't talking about it because we made that initial first announcement for Final Girl, and that fell through, and I'll explain that to the message I send out to the supporters, which I'm sure will end up on Reddit or somewhere. After that, we didn't want to talk about it too much until we had something really concrete, and I'll explain all of that in that message. Telos was and is not a grift. I was never going to take the money and run. None of the money that came in for Telos was ever going to be paying me or Nick. It was going to be paying queer actors and artists, musicians, things like that. I know there's been lots of talk about budgets and all of this stuff, and people saying that I'm really stupid for thinking that a movie could be made for that little money, but there are examples of it being done, and I actually do have a work ethic. Anyway, But yeah, anyway, I do want to keep making videos. I know a lot of you won't watch them, and that's fine. But I really liked making videos. We ended up making a lot of videos we didn't want to make, because people were asking for them, and so there were a lot of videos we made that we didn't want to make, and I think those videos are very clear on which ones those were. One of them never got officially released. It was released to patrons. Some patrons have shared it to other people before all the videos went private. And a lot of people hate the analysis that Nick and I did on it. And so maybe it's good that that never got properly released, because maybe it would have hurt people. And I don't want that. But I do want to make videos again sometime. I'd love to do like retrospectives on important gay movies. If you watch the channel Be Kind Rewind, they're an amazing channel that do a lot of retrospectives on older Hollywood movies, and I would love to do that for gay movies. A lot of gay movies people my age and younger just never heard of, things like Torch Song Trilogy and Long Term Companion and stuff like that, movies from the 70s and 80s and the 90s, and things that were like really influential for gay cinema that no one talks about. And, you know, I'd like to talk about those, not just those movies, but how they got made and stuff like that. I would love to do something like that. I swear on my mother's grave that there will be no copying people. There will be no copy and pasting. Every source will be cited in a document and on screen. Because I really liked doing the research. I loved doing research, reading the books and articles and stuff like that. The part of me that was lazy was the copy and paste part. Instead of just putting it into my words and citing them properly and giving them credit, that's where the laziness came in. I wasn't trying to be malicious. That was just laziness. And I promise, for anyone who does watch the videos that I make going forward, I promise that will never happen again. And I welcome the highest level of scrutiny on the new videos. As for Patreon, I'm going to reactivate it because I saw a lot of people on social media saying that I was probably going to reactivate it right on January 1st so that everyone could get a surprise billing and I could take the money and run. And no. First of all, that was never my plan, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to reactivate it now so that anyone who wants to leave, which I imagine will be the vast majority, can leave and not have to be worried about being billed again in January. Yeah. So, in closing, I, again, incredibly sorry. And again, I'm not sorry because I was caught. I'm sorry because I honestly didn't know how much I was hurting people. And how much harm I was bringing to the community, because that's not ever what I intended. I wanted the channel to be a safe place. I spent so much time deleting comments that were hateful. I've recently found out that I wasn't being notified about, that I wasn't seeing comments that were in replies to other comments, so there were plenty of hateful comments in the comment section that I wasn't seeing that were plenty hateful. And I didn't know that. But I wanted the channel to be a safe place. And it ended up not being a safe place. And for the misinformation, that kind of falls into two categories. One, I did the wrong research into historical things, and other things, they're not what I wrote. Again, thank you to H Bomber Guy and his team for making the fund for the writers. I'd like to try to contribute to that somehow. So if it's okay to make the videos public and send all of the public again and send all, it won't be all the videos because some of them had to be taken down because sponsors wanted them taken down, but I can put the videos back up with the sources properly put in. Either I guess for the videos that would be going up from zero, I could actually put sources like in the videos, which would be good. For the other ones that would just be made live again, I could put them in a pinned comment, because I think people read pinned comments more than they read the descriptions, because descriptions like disappear in a lot of places. Something like that, something so that I can try and it won't make up for what I did, but it's just something. So I'm really, really, really sorry. I hurt a lot of people that I really respect, and that really sucks. And Nick, if you're watching this, I don't, you're probably not, but I want you to know I miss you. And yeah, I want to do better. I want to do better. I want to prove that I can do better. I don't expect anyone to just give me the benefit of the doubt. But I want to show that I can do better. So I hope you'll let me do that. Again, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that the things I did, I'm sorry that I disappointed you. I promise, going forward, I will do better. Thanks for watching. And I'm really sorry.